Hey, hello, and welcome to Power Word Play, a Dungeons and Dragons live stream where a bunch of random adventurers must save the Swords Coast from the wrath of Tiamat. My name is Josiah Groff, and let's get into it tonight.
Lady Tiamat whispers, her children fly north. No virtue will stop them. Send the sins forth.
And welcome back. So, Sins, shall we get started with a little roll for recap on our last session? It's going to be a lowest going tonight. Love to see that.
Yeah. Okay.
Ramsey?
T.
Vaughn? Ishith?
More than
Sola?
10.
14.
Natural 20.
Yay.
That means you get to decide.
It does. That is what that means. You get to decide who gets Ooh.
I was kind of looking forward to doing it, honestly.
Really?
So
Ooh.
it's like, well, I didn't take a lot of notes, but I took like enough notes. Unless
You're
it
gonna
was,
waste your 20 on yourself?
yeah. You wanna go? I just think that Darryll should have a chance because there was just so much centered on him like last time that I really liked, and I want to know like you said, like Ramsey's perspective, like what Ramsey was thinking, because he wasn't saying anything to us.
I'm wondering what
So.
he was thinking.
Yeah, that's the only. I'm not picking on Darryll. I really want to know what Ramsey was thinking because Rhaenyra didn't have much going on in her head.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, yeah.
This isn't diplomacy,
Or
this is
democracy?
dictatorship.
Now,
I'm a D. Who established that?
not a C plus, not a CS.
Yeah.
All right,
B.
okay. Dear God's mother, what have I done? We were brought to this stupid council meeting for something, but again, this damned cult. Someone new we haven't seen before that Blackstaff has brought in. Some wizard, professors from the college. I fear that he's tampering with something that he knows nothing about. They lit off sigils. The next thing we knew, half the people in the room were flipping to those damn draconic warriors again, and this devil. It spoke to me like it knew me. I just wanted to tear it apart. Then it did something to me that's... I don't know, it's making me feel so much better. Oh, you simple people before me. I will hunt you all to the end of the earth. Oh gods, what have I done? Not again. Oh. It's just you, Father.
Ramsey, your heart is bursting out of its chest. You can hear the heartbeats of every living thing within 10 feet of you pounding around in your skull. Almost like a set of drums that doesn't stop. Your father standing beside you, seldom looking down, more observing the guards running into the room, the procession of important people coming and going.
What's happening to me? Don't lie to me.
It's progressing. Faster than I may have assumed, but progressing. He just seems to kind of looking off in the distance, almost aloof.
Who is Savai?
Tavai is us, and we are it. But I know that answer won't quell your fears or your frustrations or your questions. He waves his hand and you can't see or make out any parts of his body. Your father is always cloaked. He does not show his chest. He does not show parts of his arms. His hands are typically gloved. This time they aren't.
Do they look different?
Be hard to compare them to anything.
Why me?
Your blood offers a unique opportunity to tame this creature, this Tavai. But it's not productive to burn yourself down building the fort. He waves a hand, and immediately you get this scent in your nose, this calming kind of a floral, oily scent that he must have tapped onto part of his wrist or something. And as it enters in, you feel your heart beginning to slow. The hair at the back of your neck beginning to come down.
What is that? I've never... Can I pick out anything? Is a scent in it? Or is it all new to me?
It has some reminiscence of wolfsbane.
You... This is like something I've been working on. Did you plant knowledge in my studies?
I'm far too busy for that, Ramsey. Come now.
Then why is it I was able to come across a similar type of elixir that had similar properties to be able to quell the urge?
This is a family secret.
Oh, so I'm part of the family now.
Ramsey, you're progressing, but you need to be in control. This makes it easier for you. The test here was passed.
In what way? Did you not see what I just did?
It was glorious, wasn't it? To let loose a little bit. What I saw was a strong protector and then a vicious hunter. And you need to decide which one you'll let win. Wintry had no success at any capacity.
Because Wintry can't get past her basic carnal knowledge. She has the intelligence of a wet fart.
You may be being too kind to a flatulence. Regardless, Ramsey, we do not need to have a strained relationship. We both can offer things to the other that is fair, useful. I can help you tame this thing inside you. And you can use that to change what you would like. That's the kind of power it's been offering you, right? The power to do what you wish, what you want. Sounds like we're resuming in a second. I'll leave it to you. You know where I am. And I'll be in contact. But just remember, without my help, you will strike down every one of your allies. That isn't a threat. It's not a promise. It's reality, Ramsey, and you need to stop running from it and face it. He takes one look around the room, finally, before exiting with a pair of guards back into the main hallway. The rest of the sins. What are you all doing at this moment?
Well, he just slashed me and Sola.
Yeah.
Right?
He sure did.
Yeah. Sola, Band-Aid?
Yeah.
Band-Aid or something?
For sure. Okay, here we go. And Elias, Ish, if you guys are not looking well either, please come closer. And she'll start putting Band-Aids on people.
Oh.
Applying some gauze up on.
And cough out some soup.
I think that needs a bit more than a Band-Aid.
And Sola coughs a little too, except from her mouth there's blood on her hand.
Yeah.
And so she wipes that away and then keeps on bandaging other people.
I hate to ask it, but are you alright?
I'm not super well. I'm okay. I'll survive.
Good, that's great. Okay.
Thank you for your concern, though. I don't think we've officially met. I mean, I kind of like heard your name, and stuff.
Yes.
Solar Light Twister. Hi, hello.
Hello. Hi, hey, hello. Elias.
Elias,
Pleasure.
pleased to meet you.
Yes.
I'm so sorry that we met under these painful circumstances. Here,
Yes, it's an odd introduction, is it not?
Yeah. That was all your planning. All the runes.
Oh, well, I was simply dragged in here for that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you know that all of that would happen?
Well, I certainly wasn't hoping for it, but Blackstaff was warning that there was a chance for it, of course. But certainly makes for a more interesting evening, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's par for the course for the sins.
I mean, maybe not the word we would use, right, Ramsey? But typical, almost, I would say, for the sins.
Did I hear
The
that
Sims.
you're specialist in blood magic? Sorry, Ishif Yarrow.
Elias.
Anyway, it's quite impressive, truly.
It's really a side hobby. It's not my main research. It's just quite profitable for Blackstaff.
Blood magic is your side hobby.
Well, yes.
Wonderful. I've heard all the best. Anyway,
Oh. I see. Wow. Yes, no, not my main research. No, I focus more on the magical diseases. This is just a research path that ended in nothing.
that makes sense because I've heard that you can get rid of disease by bloodletting. So it really is just all synchronous, really.
Oh, sure.
Common myth.
Yes.
Is it really?
It's funny what happens when you lose enough blood. You tend to die. That cures most disease.
See, now this one knows what he is talking about.
He's usually in this type of bad mood. He is one of us, in spite of the fact that he did just attack two of us. That is, again, kind of typical sometimes.
Yeah,
it's
not
usually the two of
the
us.
first time.
But
Really? And this
Yeah,
bloodletting
good deal.
hasn't helped with that.
I mean, I've calmed him around a few times just to stop him from his little outburst, but I was kind of on time for this last one.
Yeah, just barely.
Yeah.
And what would have happened if you were not on time?
Well, it maybe would have just hit somebody else as opposed to me and Sola, who can. We're a little bit more sturdier.
Oh.
She's tiny, but she's good.
Yes,
She's strong.
They frequently make reference to how heavy she is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Frustratingly.
It's the
She's quite the
weight
charmer,
of
though. She's got quite a lot of
the
admirers, so.
I can't imagine why.
Well, you'll see.
Oh.
Yeah. They all fall at some point.
Sorry to be a little bit ignorant, but everybody just seems to be going back to the party like that wasn't super weird. Are we
That
supposed
was what I was planning to do.
to go back to the party?
Yes.
Like,
You do not need a drink after that.
right, this is normal. Adventurers.
That'll help him. Are you a doctor or are you just a teacher?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. I mean, like, we have kind of a doctor. I'm kind of like a doctor. I just kind of look up to Sola, but
Oh, not that kind of doctor.
so kind of blood,
Helping
but not, but bloodletting, but not.
HD, not MD.
Do you also have 1 year arts degree in doctorate?
Oh, you make me laugh. I see why people fall for this one.
So easy.
Oh. Yes, so the party.
Be careful,
I
she's
think
already
that-
spoken for.
Someone is flustered.
This one.
Yes. Cheering fellow by the name of Doric.
Oh, I was thinking
He
Fizzle.
hasn't.
Oh, there's Fizzle as well, yes. Forgot about that.
Neither of them have. In fact.
That's just who we know of, really.
Well, neither of them have ruined her chastity, so to speak.
You know nothing about my chest. This is not happening. This conversation is not happening.
Let's have a few drinks and we'll discuss further.
Yeah, we need a lot of drinks.
Well, we do. You?
I'll grab a couple glasses
Well.
as they come by.
Yeah.
There
There-
we go. Got right.
Yeah, I'll say as they kind of like close off the chambers for a little bit of a impromptu but quick cleaning and restaging. There's a few different servers that have kind of come out with different trays full of what you can see is like appetizers and snacks, as well as small glasses of what you can see is like little sparkling liquids. Definitely feels like a little maybe a rosé, perchance a sparkling rosé.
Sparkling one looks fun, Ishif. We should try that one.
It tastes, or it smells like balsamic vinaigrette.
No, that's just the red.
Yeah, perhaps just some red for dipping.
We'll stay away from the
Yeah.
the red wine. Rosé smells fantastic.
Ramsey, are you a rosé fan? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
No.
No. Okay. Didn't think so.
Oh, more of the harder stuff, perhaps. Yes.
I don't think there's anything today that's going to numb the feeling I have right now. But I am one for the scientific method of try until one succeeds. So I'm going to find the stiffest drink they have. Excuse me.
Oh, I could not agree more. Well,
Well,
I don't believe we are formally introduced. You heard my name already.
Should I refer to you as doctor?
Oh,
Professor?
Elias.
As a
is
formality? Doesn't seem
fine. Unless
so informal.
that's. Oh, well, you're not my student.
Well, this troop knows of where I'm from and my last name, but as of right now, you can just call me Rhaenyra.
Well, that's mysterious. Okay. Rhaenyra, pleasure.
Pleasure.
This is your moody one, Ramsey.
Yes. He's, it'd be weird, honestly, if he wasn't moody. Well, he's eating now, so that's probably better. Probably some treats.
Do you commonly have to look after him like this?
Sola actually does most of it. We're missing a party right now. His name is Scree. That's usually my my ward. He's quite hard to tame. He's quick, as we know.
He's surely around somewhere. I
Yeah.
just couldn't tell you where.
Yeah.
Statues.
Yeah,
trying to
Sola's
carve
got
the
some
statue up.
special magic that honestly helps. I usually just take the grunt so Sola doesn't get too hurt.
It's quite the family you all have here.
It's a real mix.
Oh, yes. Let's just go with that.
we've been through a lot as of late.
I'm going to go dance.
Gee, I see.
You know what? It's a splendid idea. I go off and I join you.
Ramsey's dancing Sola. I don't think I'd ever see the day.
Are we dancing together?
I don't know.
Yes, we are.
Each if you look up as Ramsey's kind of little sorrowful figure kind of walks onto the dance floor.
It's just a simple.
It's like, to the window, to the wall.
DJ half beats in the club.
No, it's
Meh, meh, meh,
a
meh.
proper good dance. You know, formal.
Foxtrot walk. Box step.
Well, Bishop is quite graceful out there.
The whole time I'm dancing with Ishiv, I'm looking to see where my father is.
Okay. Make a perception check. Without.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. 20.
With a 20, you notice two things. One, your father talking to a group of other nobles. As you're kind of swinging, it's hard to make out the exact faces, but the house colors you're familiar with. Lesser nobles of Waterdeep. Not someone your father would usually spend time interacting with. You also notice one of the members of the Swords Coast Alliance taking great attention to both you and your father. Remy Haventry, the woman in black clothing, has a kind of black shawl over her face, in mourning clothing. Catches your eye once or twice in the stance before quickly shifting away.
I pull out Ishiv in close and just in your ear. I'm going to spin you. There's a woman in all black. Looks to be in mourning apparel. Tell me if you see her. And I slowly just... like, to the point where I slow you down.
Whoa,
Slow
whoa,
motion.
With the music.
I do the full like flourish with
Yeah.
the cape.
You see her.
Am I not supposed to see it?
No, we need to keep an eye on her.
Is this another relative of yours, Ramsay?
Gods, I hope not. I know she is with the Swords Coast Alliance. But for some odd reason, she keeps staring at me and my father.
Could it have anything to do with what she witnessed in the other room?
Not many know of my family's condition. I have not hidden it. They have. And done quite a good job. If she's put something together that links me to my father, I want to know what it is. So I can make sure it doesn't hurt us any further. Continue. Starting to try and kind of wheel our way closer to see what she does. If she moves away or stands her ground.
Nope. She stands her ground. Not taking full notice of you, not staring intently, you know. Her eyes drifting around, but...
Okay, well, on a turn, time to find a new partner. And I let Ishiv go and I grab hold of her and pull her in and start dancing with her.
Surprisingly, she takes your hand quickly. Miss Haventry. And you are Ramsay Fyland, yes?
Yes. I'm sorry, have we met before?
Don't believe so. She's quick-footed, fast on her feet, and very confident in her dance. There's a few moments where she is leading, and you're like, oh, I gotta catch her, because she's just going.
What's her heartbeat sound like? Is it racing? Is it like a steady, she's in control, kind of like she's not fazed by this? Like, I'm listening to her body, trying to pick up signals, smells, anything.
Okay, I'll say, actually, right now, your regular superhuman senses are a little off.
Damn.
After smelling that wolfsbane concoction, you are not quite all you are. And all that you do when you give that big sniff in is get a full breath of this delightfully floral perfume. That almost kind of fills your lungs a little bit.
I must say, you perfume, whatever you're wearing, is absolutely intoxicating. I do have one question, and doing the whole kind of like, I'm going to spin her, but I'm going to keep my hand against her and feeling for if she's carrying anything.
Okay.
Weaponry-wise. Think of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where it's like, dip, toss the knife.
Yeah. You're not that smooth. And she just says,
Just touching her.
I'm not going to hurt you. I just have a question of my own.
I might have an answer.
Good. The waltz begins as this kind of more upbeat tempo, and you have to kind of like change in pace as she leads you across the room away from your father. And she goes, the Phylons are quite a secluded bunch, aren't they?
I guess no more than you would think of most of a mid-level noble family. We all have our secrets, you know.
So what causes a mid-level noble to begin to climb the political ring? She says as she looks over to your father.
Oh, well. We all have aspirations of bettering oneself. Maybe in his fading twilight years, he just wants to leave a better image of his legacy than the beginning.
It would be good if it was a nice legacy, wouldn't it?
I would not benefit anyway. I am the runt son of 3. I have at most coming to me debt and servitude to my elder siblings, so he can burn for all I care.
Her eyebrow raises at that. And what would your legacy be, Ramsay?
Me, just to live a normal, quiet life with my friends and family in our rather prosperous little enterprise that we have. It's called the Hag's House. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, quite so.
Well, that's all I can wish for myself and my friends is a prosperous life where we can all comfortably retire and leave all the worries of people above me behind. What will your legacy be?
To eliminate the cult that killed my husband and ensure Waterdeep lives on through it.
Well, this cult sounds like a horrible thing. Maybe we could talk sometime. Met some people in my recent travels that's maybe able to aid you in some ways. But this doesn't seem like the time or place to be dabbling into such dreary business. There's a party here.
Oh, quite so, and there are discussions to be had as well. But this is good to know, that you aren't so tied down to what the legacy has been.
Well, one man's legacy is another man's eternal punishment. And at this, I bid you adieu, as my friend seems to be wandering around. Go to Ishif, don't talk to him, don't.
You see this buxom young minotaur wearing this kind of like, almost like Scottish like kilt, as well as this like kind of like nice button up. He goes, "Hey, how you doing?"
Good evening.
"Good evening. Want to dance?"
Sure. Let's dance.
All right. He takes you by, not the hand, but the arm. He's just kind of grasping over. It's less so much of a dance and more so you kind of getting gently flung by this minotaur.
You're the broom.
As he...
It's I use it as an opportunity to like click my heels up in the air,
Oh yeah, you feel like you're flying a little bit.
flourish the cape again.
So where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah,
Oh, everywhere and nowhere. How about you?
I'm from Baldur's Gate.
No shit.
Yeah.
Have you like been? I mean, you've obviously been there. Have you been lots of other places?
Well, been to Baldur's Gate. Went up north into that the bog. Can't remember what my retainers called it, but it was fun.
Bog. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds fascinating. I'm sure you've had all kinds of adventures.
Oh yes, quite accomplished adventurer. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what is the most intriguing job or adventure you've been on? Click the feed.
One time though, I was walking through the streets and I heard a cry for help from the alleyways, and I turned and there was 3 rambunctious rapscallions harassing this poor lass, and I wouldn't let that happen, no, so I put my horns down and I charged at them, and they ran away with their tails between their legs.
I'm sure it was so frightening for them.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
it was.
I think the most exciting thing I've ever done is one time I saw a dragon.
Oh. Like,
Yeah, like a dragon. But he wasn't afraid of me, so... So tell me, Baldur's Gate! Really, I've heard they've got so many interesting commercial activities up there.
what noble family did you say you were from?
I stumble in. Darling, I am so glad I found you.
Oh, tap off, good sir. Your wonderful wife requires your help or whatever. And he runs away.
I thought I was here saving you. Did you?
He was a very intriguing young gentleman. Yes, that's all. So,
What was his name?
Baldur's Gate.
Smashing.
I am a little bit out of my element. I don't really know how to talk to nobility. I know I look regal and everything, but anyway.
Here's the fun thing when it comes to nobility. They don't know how to talk to people either.
Well, then I'll teach them a thing or two about conversation. Did you
You know
learn
what?
anything interesting with your dancing partner?
Yes. Conversation for later. They seem to be looking to be aligned with more of what we do in our pastimes. Not currently what's happening. They seem to be seeking aid in ridding the world of a cult,
I know something about that.
but are taking an oddly strange interest in my father, which is never good. Shall we find the others?
Yes.
See what trouble they've gotten into.
Soul suddenly appears in front of you.
Jesus!
My turn! And she jumps on your feet. Just like a 5-year-old when you're dancing with a 5-year-old. You know?
Aww.
And so she stands on your feet and holds your hand and says, okay, you lead! And then whenever you stop, her feet go down.
Ow, so are you wearing your armor for God's sake?
Shh, keep dancing. This is fine.
I'll take Sola around the floor. and just-
Absolutely. You get a few weird glances from people as this heavily armored gnome is gently stepped on, or gets. Yeah.
Why did we give you heels on these things?
Leaving
taller.
Elias and
Because he's an
Rhaenyra
extra
to
3
watch
inches.
from the sidelines.
I'm just eating like a cucumber sandwich. And Ishif, I guess, is like around. Ishif, have you seen Scree? I feel weird without him here with me.
Periodically, I feel like kind of a whisper in my ear, and there's nothing there when I turn.
You should go over and just see
He
feet
does
sticking
do
out of
that.
claws.
I'm just trying to like avoid people like touching me, and I'm just like,
Yeah. You get a few noticeable glances from like some suitors that you can see are like from noble houses, and they're like pairing off with different people.
How tall are you? Are they taller than me?
No.
Okay.
No.
Either way, I'm gonna stand behind.
Elias,
just
yeah.
kind of like couch in my
I keep
sandwich.
trying to move out of the way.
And I'm just like scooting.
Trying to pull a screen.
But I'm nowhere near fast enough.
A few people like try to come up to you, but they get like blocked by Elias, or they get the glare down and immediately turn away.
Renera, don't you want to dance with anybody?
I maybe want to dance with Scree, but if he's not around, no. That's Scree's song.
The music changes, the doors
Scree's
bust
song
open, and you see that familiar Kenku strutting down the aisle. Everybody!
Come over. I'd love to watch Scree dance.
Now you have to dance with me.
I'll try.
He grabs you.
With you.
Woo! Let's do it.
And I'm gonna like drag.
Oh no, it's too much dance.
Pretty strong.
Who's this? Come, we're dancing.
Oh.
Come on, you get to be the middle in the conga line.
Oh, I do much better at the end, I promise.
Right
is where I can run away.
Yeah. Being behind Scree when he's wearing his assless chaps, I know is not ideal.
Everybody!
Ramsey's suddenly feeling
take
so much
privilege.
better about dancing with Zola. Like, God, I'll take it.
Once
Any
Scree's
opportunity I can have to leave is immediate.
At some point, a circle breaks out and Scree starts twerking, and that gives you the opportunity
I'm gone.
to jump back
Walk
in.
starts playing.
I'm finding the next drink.
Wow. Good job. Good job, everyone.
I wheel my way over to the bar where Elias is. Well,
Looking for some refuge.
I'm actually having a far better time now than I was earlier.
It appears we've switched.
Yes, screen has that effect on me. Believe me, I am very well experienced with it.
Scree making things switch?
Really?
You have an interesting form of magic. What school did you study in again?
Abjuration.
Abjuration. Ah, well. One who likes to dabble with protections. Yet you were
It's
able
odd, isn't it?
you were able to bend abjuration spell work to cross over into an avenue of hemocraft. I've never seen such a thing before. Where did you learn those aspects? From my understanding, they were usually fairly closely guarded secrets to pass down through bloodlines.
Oh, well, it's been a side effect of my main research.
Which is...
Magical diseases.
Oh. Like which ones?
Oh, you know. Yes, well, it's been a path that I followed for some time. It didn't quite lead anywhere. The bloodletting, as they were saying.
Oh, was
Doesn't work
Ishif
quite well.
talking to you about that nonsense as well?
Yes, yeah. You would be surprised how many people think that is what the research entails.
Well, as you probably can already have seen this evening, I know a thing or two
I
about...
noticed. I assume this is these bloodlines that you speak of.
Sure. There's other ones, though, but... I must offer warning. Hemocraft is not a very forgiving area of study.
I
See-
am quite well aware, Ramsey.
You learned this. I've lived it. Then I will slide a glass of pure green tear dragon whiskey to you.
This is green, not red. Is it?
Still smells like paint thinner.
It's all the same. A gift.
It burns twice as
or,
bad.
is this a A gift or a warning?
It's a peace offering.
A peace offering.
I would rather you learn from someone who is experiencing things firsthand as well. Maybe we can discover things.
You don't have to worry, Ramsey. As I said, this avenue of my research has been well exhausted.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm on to other avenues. Although, if this is as worrisome yet lucrative as you seem to think it is, maybe we can. I am always open to new research opportunities.
Well,
I'll grab the glass.
to new beginnings then.
Cheers.
Burns. Sola,
Hi, hello. Gnome head pops.
have you had a drink yet this evening?
I've been sipping.
Oh, we should try one of these.
Oh no, Sola's quite versed.
Oh.
She's suffered at my expense before.
You do
Yeah, I
this
know better
often.
than that.
It's not the red, is it? Because that, I swear, is just pure vinegar.
I thought it was
I
just
think I've cooked with
fancy.
No, it's just really shite.
Oh,
It tastes like the stuff Scree makes.
That's it!
Yeah.
I couldn't put my finger on
The
it.
stuff in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Scree brew.
Nice.
Anyway, I feel like this is becoming a far too repeated occurrence, but I am sorry.
Oh, of course.
I-
No, Ramsey.
That creature, thing, fiend, devil, whatever you want to call it, it tapped into something in me, and usually I don't lose control that easily anymore. I'm learning, I'm gaining more strength. But I fear that this might happen again. More than I would like.
Well, Ramsey, I mean, let's be honest, it probably will. And that is the path we've chosen.
Well, I'm not one to leave things to chance as much as we know. I've only taught one other person what I'm going to teach you.
Okay.
It will be the means to at least neuter my curse for a time. And depending on its potency, end me. Or the curse. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. I've never neutered an animal before.
Not
Are you
in
sure
that,
that you want me to take that home?
No,
That's
no.
a really big.
I thought that was a
That sounds like something Scree should be doing.
No.
I went more into like
Snip,
human
snip.
medicine, not animal medicine.
We're not. No, sorry. Neutering was
It's
about.
very common when you have a pet and you need to take care of it.
I am
to-
not your.
So it doesn't make babies, right? That's
Exactly,
why.
yeah.
Yes.
And so, you know, I mean, if that's really something you want to do, this is probably not the place. But we could, you know, go off and find a room. If that's really what you want.
I look over at my father and just. No. I taught Eon how to make the potion that reverses my change.
Oh. You didn't mean. Okay. I
No,
understand.
not. I am going to teach you. You will be the only one, but I have worries. see, I've never knew where I've come by most of the knowledge on how to create it. It's almost been instinctively in my head all the time.
Really?
My father this evening, after I shamefully did what I did to you and Rhaenyra,
No shame. No shame. But yes, go on.
he has a similar substance on him, and it instantly, even to this point now, it's numbing my senses. Usually I'd be able to hear most people's conversations from the other side of the room, heartbeats, smell their sweat, their fear, their arousal even. Nothing. Numb to everything. I am as plain as any average nobleman at the moment. But I thought I only knew this concoction. And it would need to be injected straight into the blood.
Right.
But he has something that just the smell of it alone can set one at ease. I worry that there's a more potent version in the world. One that might reverse my curse altogether.
You might have to think about whether that would be a thing you would want. Maybe a question for another time.
Yes. Either way, though, I think now that we're getting into this area of uncertainty with my control again, that it would not be an unwise decision for somebody to be keeping some of this on them to render me inert when need be.
You keep using those kinds of words.
Inert is nowhere near neutering. Gods.
I've never taken on that sort of thing before, but for you, Ramsey, I will try.
Thank you. Might take some time. Eon. Wow, gods. Eon took to it just through natural.
Eon was good at a lot of things that I'm not.
But you made Iris, or Cornea.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, he's just kind of like a
He's great, so
big mess of gears.
You made Cornea with no magic. No, just your own two hands and that little engineering brain of yours. Don't cut yourself short. No pun intended. Shall we all have a drink and then see what relationships we can salvage here?
Sorry, did I hear... I'm sorry, Rhaenyra, for slashing you for the upteenth time. You are the most talented, strongest dragonborn I have ever seen in my entire life. Did I hear that?
No.
No?
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
I thought so.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm drunk.
Maybe not.
Alright.
Such a lovely family you all are.
It's a family of traumatic bonding experiences.
I've garnered that.
Well,
Spend enough time with us and you could bond too.
Good gods. Well.
you have to pay for extra for that.
Oh, well, we were speaking of new beginnings, weren't we?
There's good times. We go to the gym together, we cook together.
You're really not selling this quite well.
No?
No.
Ishif will take you on a shopping spree.
That's true.
Ishif has got an amazing talent for spending other people's money.
That's a great pastime of mine as well.
Really? It's all skill set to it. First you gotta get them to give you the money, and then you gotta find a place to spend it. And you gotta keep all the trinkets you buy.
That's what research grants are for.
Amazing! Research grants, you say?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, well,
Again, the proof of why private education far surpasses public comfort.
if we are to, develop relationships. Sola, I had a question for you.
Oh, for me?
They all say that you are one of the stronger ones of the party.
Oh, well. I mean,
Show her the glow stick trick.
Zola's armor just like lights up, goes low, lights up, goes low.
That's exactly
Cool,
what I
eh?
wanted to talk to you about.
About my armor?
Yes. Where did you get it from?
Oh, well,
They're like nudging her.
just, through our travels, it really, all it really does is this lighty-uppy thing. It's nothing that special, actually. It's just kind of like fun for parties.
Really? And that's why you don't want to talk about it?
Well, I've already told you what it does, so... how much do you want to talk about the armor that lights up?
Oh,
It can
well.
go this bright.
Sunglasses.
I know it does more than that, Sola.
How? How do you do that?
I could feel it when we were in combat. It has an energy to it.
Oh yeah, I guess I did kind of do that.
Yes, I was almost in a full death on the ground.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So it's good. It's a good thing.
Yes.
I got it from... And she kind of like looks around. Are we alone?
No, but most people are giving you in your group some pretty decent space. This is a very large opening area up to the chambers, so there's nobody really around within 5 feet, maybe on the edges of 10, maybe.
I got it in a secret place.
Shall we go somewhere else to discuss this?
Oh God, Sola, just tell her the jig is up.
Well, there's lots of people around.
Hey everyone, I'm a werewolf. Does anyone care?
Silence. Well,
Your
some weird
secret is
books.
safe with everyone's indifference in here.
It was from the tomb of a very important figure in my church who passed away a long time ago. The Valkyrie of Light. Valkyrie of Life. Valkyrie of Life.
Whichever one you keep saying it is, it is. I'll just say that. I messed up with the name.
Valkyrie of Life. And yeah, it was just, we went down in mine, it's a long story. But I came upon the tomb and, after talking with his ghost for a while, as one does when one enters the tomb of the Valkyrie of Life, his armor was in his tomb and it was kind of just there and it kind of seemed to be calling to me, so I just took it and...
Stole it.
Well, I didn't steal it per se, because it's not like
okay
he
if
was
you
using
stole
it. Well, but there's just a lot of judgment behind that word.
Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose you grave robbed.
Borrowed.
Yes.
Thank you, Scream.
Of course.
Now, Sola, you have to be honest. You did steal something.
What?
That pot pie recipe.
Oh yeah, we know that. That was also just there. I didn't steal that either.
Fair enough. None of us were there to...
That's how that works.
Sorry?
I don't believe that's how that works.
I don't know. It's a damn good recipe, so...
Well, I haven't made it yet, so we don't really know, but it sounds awesome.
It did, yes.
Well, whether you stole it or not is of no matter to me. You see, I've taken a recent interest in the religious artifacts of figures and deities. A new research path, perhaps.
Oh. Well, this one's mine.
Oh, I'm not asking to take it or any of that. No, I'm simply curious in its uses, its origin, its
Oh, okay.
history. If
Well, I mean, I can tell you what I know sometime.
that is all that I ask.
But if that's what you want, first, you have to promise to be my friend. And she looks at you very seriously.
She won't leave you alone.
For life.
All right.
Wonderful.
All right.
She's our friend. He's our friend. I mean, sorry. Elias is our friend.
Yes. I'll be your friend. Where's your TA?
They didn't make it.
She wasn't on the right side of the barrier.
Is Robin okay?
Robin's okay.
Yeah.
The dean of the school kind of immediately
That was fun.
evacuated with her.
Okay.
So she
Yeah.
she kind of would have maybe given you a wave as she was like getting escorted out with some guards.
Okay, I was okay.
Yeah.
She brought that wine.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear though, the only thing that Sola has actually stolen are the hearts of her admirers.
Oh.
Really?
You're saying she didn't steal the heart of
I've seen you remove the head of a dragon in a single blow.
I did.
I have seen you intimidate people to the point of they urinate themselves.
Yes, that did happen.
And something like that just came out of your mouth.
Well,
Him I expect. You...
For Sola.
What is happening today?
For Sola, of course. She's been through a lot today. And she's done a lot for me in the past day, I guess.
Oh God. I'm dead. This is hell.
I don't know what's wrong with Ramsey, actually, Sola. What's wrong with him?
I'm having an existential crisis.
He wants to be neutered. He doesn't want to have babies. Now he wants to have babies. Which is it? You want babies or not?
Anyway, tell you what. Now that we're friends,
Yes.
I'll let you talk with me as much as you like, and you could study the
Oh,
armor.
lovely.
And who knows? Maybe you'll be able to tell me something about it that I don't even know, because I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about it. I just kind of put it on and it does stuff.
Oh God.
It's one of those things, you know.
Yeah. No, I don't. Usually you don't do that. You investigate it a bit first.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not
I
cursed.
just did like trial by fire kind of thing.
Are you sure it's not cursed?
Well, no.
We are very much a group of
Improv?
fuck around and find out.
I'm realizing that.
So
Well,
far.
maybe there can be some reform in this group, perhaps a little bit of method to the madness.
Are you
Boy,
wanting to?
good luck with that.
Especially with this one
I mean,
over
let's be
here.
honest.
That's him.
That's him double fisting drinks.
Oh, that's what that was.
Drinks.
I do have to ask. Maybe you can impart wisdom, because we have been, as you get stonewalled on every time we've asked. Why in God's names were we brought here?
Oh, well, fuck if I know. I was just here for the ritual. I was supposed to leave after this.
And where were you supposed
I'm going on
to
vacation after this.
To Baldur's Gate.
go? Oh yes, and were you met that lovely Minotaur gentleman?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds very fascinating.
Not to Baldur's Gate.
Where are you going on vacation?
Oh, well, vacation is perhaps the wrong term. It's more sabbatical.
Oh.
If anything. A research vacation.
Yes, that's very contradictory. Research and vacation.
I have no idea what you mean.
Oh, lovely.
You
Well-
really live for this stuff, I guess, then.
Of course. What else is there to do?
Who brought you here?
To
No.
this
More of the who was the one who asked you to be here?
Blackstaff.
Fucking Vajra again. Well, maybe we should have a chat with what is Vajra to us, I guess? Patron?
Our bitch boss.
Supervisor.
Well, all of the above?
Do you get paid? I mean, you've got the badge.
Kind of get paid.
Kind of, it's-
After we finish a job.
There was a stipend
Kind of.
and
Do you have a contract?
more of
Sound very
a
sound.
It's kind of an agreement.
yes. That Sola has an amazing ability to guilt trip people at times.
Me?
You smile and say, "We did good, did we not? Please, money." And people go, "Damn it, she's cute," and I can't say no.
Wow. I did say yes to being your friend.
See? Point proven. We do get paid in some extent. Plus, we tend to keep whatever we find. I'm sure right now, if we took Scree upside down and shook him, we'd end up in the better. How busy have you been this evening? Point taken.
Do we just kind of seriously hang out here all night?
Yeah, I thought there was some
No.
kind of like a meeting
There
or something.
is, yes.
This is more of a party than I expected.
Maybe that was the meeting.
I'm wondering if
I
we
feel
have to.
underdressed.
Well, why don't we find Vajra and try and suss out some information of why it is we are here, and if there's... We had gained a small glimpse when we shared memories about the two other groups that failed where we apparently succeeded.
Yeah, okay, let's go find it.
Shall we divide and conquer? This seems to be quite a large...
I'll say as you guys are starting to look at splitting up, it's been maybe almost an hour.
Would we have short rested by now?
Yeah. That would be nice.
Band-Aids help
guys.
us.
Because if we are not,
Guys,
I would do
Sola needs a-
something.
oh.
I'm not gonna like we're literally
Yeah.
like bleeding away. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you were dancing and like
I know for sure.
chilling, so I'm gonna say probably not.
I mean, you like socked us up a little bit.
A little, but like
Not short rested word.
a lot of us are
No.
not doing so
You
well.
need like an hour of like lying down or like light exercise, as in walking,
Chilling out around
not
the campfire.
dancing.
in this space, like people saw us using all kinds of magic
Yeah.
just like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So if I use some healing magic on us, people are not going to bat an eye. Probably.
No, you're not gonna get aggro. They're not gonna get an exclamation point over their head and turn
Yeah.
towards you. Eyes red.
I'll.
Halt!
Where are
You
we?
have broken the law.
I'll aura
Pay the
vitality.
fine or go to jail.
Yeah. And I mean it's like 150 average HP, and so I don't know. Rather than do all the math, could we probably assume that we're all good now? Sure. Okay, cool. So everybody's back up to max.
Thanks, Sola. This is why it helps to be her friend. Aside from many other things about her.
You see,
List
List 2?
2.
1, she's a fantastic cook. 2,
I practiced.
we have a companion named Horse, who she has a very special relationship with.
God's horse.
It seems to be more of a character of horse and not Sola.
Well, she speaks to him in ways that we cannot. She has full-on conversations with this animal that we don't understand or
He just...
It doesn't sound good when we say it out loud.
When you see it, it'll be amazing.
It's almost worse.
It's very normal, I assure you. There is truly nothing significant about it. He is simply a horse.
Just go along with it. I'm kind of afraid if she ever realizes what's actually going on, her whole psyche might collapse, so just let it be.
Oh. All right, it is a regular horse, of course.
Of
Very
course.
regular
Of course, of
horse
course.
with very regular conversations.
Exactly. Ishif understands.
Yours odd bunch.
I can't even argue that point.
To find Vajra then.
Yes.
To find Vajra then.
Would I know anything of Vajra? Or is this just kind of like they keep mentioning this person and I'm like,
Anxiety.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know Vajra.
Yeah, okay.
She has the notoriety of like the valedictorian of like the senior year when you started.
Oh,
You know,
really?
And then the person that like after graduating you hear about their research
oh,
and their
I
postdoc
fucking hate her.
and in their graduates. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I fucking
And like
hate
all the
her.
profs talk
We'll
about
get to
how
know
much
very
they
well.
miss that she's gone. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
However, you don't
Worst.
you do not pity her.
Yeah.
Because well, you do pity her a little bit actually.
She's a wizard too, right? Vajra.
Sorry?
Vajra's a wizard?
Yep. She's not much older. I mean, how old is Elias? That's like kind of a hard question to answer.
Yeah. Well, like he's like 350.
Yeah.
But like, if you had to like associate to like a human kind of age, he's
Yeah.
like middle-aged-ish.
Middle-aged, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around 30, maybe 35 kind of thing.
Okay, that was rude.
Yeah.
Like not down.
I'm not gonna point out anything. I'm just going to nod.
You're damn right you're not.
Shut my mouth.
The majority of the table.
And
That's
he's
yeah.
established in his career.
Yeah. Vajra's like
I'm with him.
Vajra's like a 20-year-old.
Oh, I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's younger,
Oh.
better.
God.
More
don't say
accomplished.
that.
Oh, turned
Big
him
title.
down. In junior
Oh,
year.
never. Never.
The drip.
Vajra gets to do what she wants in the School of Wizardry,
Yes,
whereas you
she
have to answer to the dean.
Vajra does
Vajra's on
whatever
the
she
grand selection
wants.
committee.
She's the dumb
She is. She is. She is. Yeah.
Okay. Ugh.
You know of her?
God, I wish I didn't.
Same. She's absolutely useless.
Oh, we all should have started with this. We could have all become best friends immediately.
Solon Ramsey do the talking, and I don't even acknowledge her presence.
You and me both. Oh,
Ramsey, any sight of her?
terrible. So full of herself.
I'm gonna try again. And
Vajra is wonderful. She gave me this.
That was taken from you.
Oh
yeah, we don't have them.
She like feels.
It's okay. You'll
You
get
see,
it back.
you see what I mean?
She takes some deep breaths.
It'll be okay. She's terrible.
Misunderstood.
Do we have
Nothing.
to look for her?
Nothing.
There's no Vajra?
No, just
What of that gentleman
Still
who
not.
gave us those letters? Jalis de Silvermane?
Jalester? Yeah.
The captain
yes.
of the City Watch? Yeah.
Yep. He is around. He you can see he's kind of like guarding the front entryway and directing the response by the palace's guards.
I'm sorry. Would you happen to know where the Black Staff is? We have some questions about what the fuck happened.
Yes, I believe I can answer some of those for you. I had some privy to the events that were happening today. Was within our best interest to keep who knew what was happening to a small amount of people. Which is why you were told on such short notice and why we had to keep the information as well short.
Just because I don't know if I can handle any more surprises today. Was this the elf we were supposed to be paying attention for? Sorry, no offense intended.
Oh, you talked about me.
Yeah,
Oh.
yes.
We were warned about
Yes.
you.
Oh,
Well,
that's so kind.
you were apparently the catalyst for this.
Oh, I mean, I suppose.
Well, the instructions for us were come ready to fight, and when an elven man begins to speak, throw bones.
Well, I am an elven man, and I did speak, I suppose, and then we fought.
Were those
Well,
your only
they were
questions? Are we
correct.
caught
No.
up now, or...?
No,
Okay.
I'd honestly prefer to speak with...
I'm sure she'll be back at some point, if not tonight when the ball was occurring. But for right now, I'm sure she's attending to other matters.
Fine.
But it appears that we are starting to begin with things, if you wouldn't mind. You see, there's a few guards exiting out, and then they kind of motion for the leaders of the Swords Coast to kind of come back in. You see the procession joining and starting to enter the chambers.
Sorry, I forgot the name. Remy?
Remy Haventry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Who are they with? Anyone I know?
No one.
Oh, they're just by themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Who... Are they still, like, actively staring down dear Papa?
No. Do you all enter into the chambers?
Tell me, are you going to speak again? Do we need to worry about...
Another trap?
Oh, well, I'm sure that we've flushed out all of the draconians at this point, but,
You would be surprised.
well, I suppose it doesn't hurt, a little theatrics once again.
It does hurt a lot, actually. Very painful.
Oh, I meant more so my glyphs, not summoning draconians.
No. I understand you didn't do that, but it's... Yes, no, I don't think you would have got them all in
Hopefully so.
the first go around, I would think. If they were going to make an attempt on your life, that would be the time.
Well, I am sure all of the nobles here will love another layer of security, as would I.
If you see fit to, then I guess proceed ahead.
Jalesta, one last thing before we head in. Something I had come with a mind to do while we were here was perhaps try to beseech any of these leaders if they have any kind of great restorative magic. You understand, we lost a friend not too long ago. I was hoping that I might see if that was the kind of aid that any of them could give us. Do you happen to know anything about any of them? That they might have that kind of thing?
He takes a second to look through the crowds and just says, not among those who have gathered here from the Swords Coast. There may be others that have such abilities and I'm not aware of, but I'm sorry.
Okay, well, it doesn't hurt to ask. Anyway, thanks.
I'll see you inside.
We'll keep looking, Sola. We'll keep looking.
you all begin to enter in, finding your seats once again. The broken table and chairs have all been kind of very quickly been replaced, either by the use of magic or a little bit of quick carpentry, you're not sure. But some effort was put in to remake this room, and it doesn't look too bad. You can almost not tell that something happened here. Yeah, it's giving that vibe a little bit.
Even if it's just a fork, let it go.
I can still see the spot where I nearly died.
Yeah. As everyone settles into their seats and the squeaking and coughing and getting situated ends, Lariel Silverhand begins speaking. He goes, "Thank you all once again. I appreciate your patience, and I had wished that these theatrics could have been avoided. However, our enemies are tough. They are intelligent, and they are cunning. Which is why we must work together to deal with this affront to our cities, to our livelihoods, and to our people. The Swords Coast Alliance is here on our first session to deal with the matters regarding the cult of Tiamat, their current actions along the Swords Coast, and actions to be taken against them. Before we begin, there is a group here, as some of you knew beforehand and some of you have just witnessed their abilities. A group from Waterdeep itself that has protected this city from not one, but 2 dragons affronting its areas. She kind of turns to your group, with Scree included as well, I should say. He's there now.
Just out from under the table.
Yeah. Oh. The 6 of you have succeeded where others have not. And because of that experience, we wish to hear you out. Your opinions? What actions should be taken first? So hopefully that this cult can be eradicated without further ado.
Oh my god, they want to hear from us. I thought we were gonna come and they were gonna tell us what to do.
It would most likely be appropriate to begin with some introductions of those of you who are not familiar. She turns to you, Ramsey, and goes, "From our own noble house, would you like to begin?" And there's this kind of like pause, this kind of pregnant moment where everyone on the table around looks towards your group. You can kind of feel the anxiety starting to rise a little bit.
My name is Ramsey Phylan. For those of you who know my family, you know what we do. For those of you who don't, you'll find out soon enough. What we face here right now is nothing compared to utter extinction. The dragons that we have slain are a minor enemy compared to what is to come. The only way you will combat this here and now is by sharing your knowledge, your arms, and your resources with one another. We have all lost already so much. But there's so much more to lose in the coming times. Sacrifices will need to be made. And they will not be easy. But they must be made. I'll leave that with you.
There's a bit of a pause. Before Darryll nods and says, "Thank you, Ramsey." Would any of you else like to introduce yourselves?
Hi. I am Ishif Yarrow of what used to be Fairway, and I witnessed its destruction and its mutilation. We need to stop that from happening anywhere else.
There's some nodding around the table.
Hi, hey, hello everyone. I'm Sola, light-touched, of Two Hills. You may have heard the story of Two Hills and the fate that became it just a week or so past. Maybe now called One Hills. The destruction that these creatures can bring upon a world is very real. I think that our goal, if we are being called to help, should be to prevent them from gaining any further power. Because what they can do already is powerful enough already.
So internally, like hearing all her friends talk about the trauma they've been through, like in Rainier's head, she's kind of back and forth about the last conversation she had with her uncle, the impending doom of the dynasty that's above Waterdeep, right? I think it is above. Yeah, but it's like a large piece of land that everyone is aware of.
Yeah.
And if she should say anything, and that's because everyone was very specific. But ultimately, well, my name is Rhaenyra, and I serve as the Dragonborn Paladin as part of this group, and we've certainly been through a lot, as they've all described. And I think that about sums up my experience so far.
There's like a little bit of like a kind of like,
Just said a lot without saying anything.
yeah. No one overtly questioning, but a few tilted heads to that.
The tilted heads, I just like glare, like.
Met.
Okay.
No, not even. Yeah. Darryll kind of like nods and then looks to you, Elias, and goes, "And of course, our blood rune protege. Forgive my layman terms.
I didn't realize I was part of the group.
You're our friend now.
Yes, but I haven't slain any dragons. Or seen any.
Oh, it's only a matter of time.
No, but you have a particular skill set
I suppose.
that is and will be important.
Right. Well, Elias Mendelth, I suppose I am the newest member of this lovely group. Although I do not have any experience particularly with the plights and traumas of you all, I suppose I have a unique skill set that may prove useful here, especially in the ways of cloaking and polymorphing that the Draconians have developed thus far. And God knows what else they will figure out. So perhaps we will be able to figure it out before they do.
Thank you, Elias. And thank you, Sins, for participating in the events today and protecting those in this room. Now, let us begin the next part of our meeting, an open discussion on what our commands what our commands can offer to this fight. What our cities can provide in either arms or people or technology. And what should be done about this. A little bit of a pause. And then Ambassador Conrad Braunanville, representing the Dwarves of the North, speaks up. Oh, you said there would be something worse than dragons. What do you mean by that?
We saw a creature that flew out of a gate from hell. Took off in the distance, from a far distance, where comparative to a dragon, dwarfed it in size. That being a minion of Tiamat herself. Gain no illusions that this cult's ultimate goal is to open that gate permanently and allowing that ruler of the second ring to come forth and bring hell to our plane. Dragons will be the least of our worries if Tiamat finds a way to cross over. You see, she will have them all bend the knee. The only benefit we have at this moment is most dragons are selfish and greedy and don't work with one another.
You're working with old information, laddie. The dragons have been taking out anyone walking out of the citadels for the past month. We have to watch the borders of Che. And even then the dragons don't stop coming over and into.
But
How do we deal with the devils if we cannot handle the dragons?
We beat them by banding together. Right now, the three great cities of this land squabble and argue. Neither one knows the asshole from the elbow, because they're too busy worrying about themselves instead of trying to worry about places that matter.
Marshal our older Raven Guard, just says, he is the leader of the Flaming Fists, the Duke of Baldur's Gate. Just says, well, I think we have a right to be concerned about ourselves. Baldur's Gate in particular has taken in many a refuge, especially with the falling of El Terrell. We are bursting at the seams. We don't have the supplies to handle the people coming in. We don't have the amount to deal with them. And I'm supposed to justify sending off half our army to deal with this? Doggoat Neverember also joins in and says, I must agree with Ravengard here. The city of Neverember has suffered, or Neverwinter has suffered greatly as well. We have been in rebuilding over the last 10 years and are still not in a place where we can offer all of our abilities or our power to what may be... I don't know. I wish we had more information. King Melindrock of Silvery Moon, who has just avoided eye contact with Elias entirely, just goes, yes, there are many a dragon causing an issue on the Sword's Coast that are putting undue hardships on the cities. There may be work to be done if we could take care of these dragons and open up trading pathways again. We could perchance deal with some of the problems we're experiencing here. And there's a little bit of a pause as kind of that is taken in.
Your Grace, that's exactly the right idea. Right there, we should go and attack the dragons, and the towns, the cities should gather their forces and consider how to deal with the big threat. But we should go deal with the dragons. Especially, I know there is a white dragon up north, and we can go there. Just us.
That also kind of sets off a little bit of a whisper session around as a few of the leaders turn to some of their retainers and are whispering things, and there's some obvious logistics being run by a few of these leaders into what that could mean for them.
Valid point has been brought. Yes, I am sorry. I'm not as eloquent sometimes. Half in my cups. Information is needed. It's needed to be gathered, but more off, it needs to be shared. You see, each one of these cities, Neverwinter, Watersdeep, Baldur's Gate, are all strong places. But they are individuals. You see, the reason the dragons are winning as it stands is because they know that they can take each one of these cities by not actually taking the city. They destroy the lifeblood that feeds the cities. The Two Hills, the Fairwinds, the small places that provide the food, the grain, the fruit, the wine. to these major cities. These major cities need to be able to no longer turtle and hide inside their walls. You must band together now. Start sharing information, resources, acting as refuge for one another. Provide a united front. Otherwise, you will die alone in the mud by yourselves. None of you have seen what we saw at Two Hills. We barely made it out with our lives, and not all of us did. Within a blink of an eye, the city was gone. Most of it left as a smoldering crater. But you know why you will never defeat Two Hills? It wasn't the city itself. It's people like the Deltox. People who have been outcast by their city, but yet still open their arms. That is the only way you will win, by supporting one another. And if you can't figure that out, we're already doomed. It doesn't matter how many dragons we kill.
Sir Estevel, the older gentleman with the green kind of crystalled cane wearing the purple dragon armor, kind of nods to you. He goes, "He's right. There's only so much we can do alone. We're stronger together, even if it's smaller forces together. We can make a difference, especially when it comes to dragons." Ravengard kind of turns to him and just goes, "Well, Daggerford would be saying that since they have no army or resources or things to give to the fight. Ain't that right?" Nistavel just says, "While our resources may be small, we are ingenuitive. We are thinkers. And there is great power in thought when put to the test of another." Neverember takes this moment to go, "So, Waterdeep has allowed in refugees as well, is that right, Lady Darryll?" And she looks over to him briefly and nods. He goes, "All right, I fear that as the cult's actions grow more intense, Waterdeep will become the one true refuge, with this ward over the city preventing dragons from entering. If that so happens, there needs to be communication on where those people will go and what should be done with them. And I'll say over the next 5 to 10 minutes, unless you want to jump in with anything, the leaders of the Swords Coast Alliance here begin to discuss refugees from the surrounding towns, who is taking in what. Waterdeep is taking in the vast majority, as it is the largest of the cities, and where most of these refugees actually feel safe. Baldur's Gate has taken in probably like 20%, Neverwinter like 10%, mostly to Waterdeep here. After those discussions kind of conclude. I say, at this moment, actually, the rabbit folk, Dell and Winterhound, kind of looks to your group and she goes, so I know we have issues with dragons. What were your... I mean, the Enclave cares mostly about restoring the balance that's been upset here. How would you go about doing that?
We burn them. Clearly.
I mean, worst comes to worst, right? But there must be something we can salvage out of it. If there's lots of dragons around, maybe some of them are okay?
Do you have reason to believe that there might be some good dragons out there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's always good dragons.
We just haven't met any yet, so maybe we're a little biased.
If there are good dragons, they're not going around freezing out cities and shooting acid clouds at them and killing people and putting them in giant pools of blood. It's not those dragons. And those are the ones we are dealing with right now. We burn them. And the icy shells will not protect them.
Okay. Would it be feasible to maybe to go after the cult itself instead of the dragons? As the cult seems to be the driving factor for their organization, correct? And Lariel kind of nods to this and goes, Dylan makes a good point, actually. We're not entirely sure who is generating action from the cult. If dragons are acting as subsidiaries or if they are the ones driving it.
I mean, either way, they're doing horrible, horrible damage. It's absolutely horrible. We can cut it off. We can eliminate some of the forces while we consider what else to do.
Conrad kind of pounds his fist on the table. Here, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
These dragons, off with them at the head. Take the wings off. Take the feet off. Anything to stop him from destroying our land.
That's right.
Dalen, do you know of a stronghold of the cult or something that we could, focus on? Do you have any information on that?
We know where there's a dragon right now.
Well, yes, but what if I think it was Dalen who was saying
yes.
Yeah, what if Dalen is right? What if it's the cult that we should focus on, and if we take them out, the dragons disperse again?
I have a more pressing question that's probably related to the dragons and the cult and the resources and the lack of teamwork. I guess I'll direct the question actually to the mayor, Lady Silverhand.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Silverhand, seems to be a lack of representation from the dynasty of Che, despite of the fact that it's the largest land resource, I think, in our entire world, Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got mining,
All the land.
forestry.
The largest country
Yeah.
in the continent of...
The world that we exist in.
Yeah. It's giving like Africa is the largest country. And it's just like, what do you It's not.
I don't know if we're on a planet.
Sorry, that was like a really niche like.
Are we on a planet? Like, I don't know. It's just a world.
It's Josie Land.
Lady Silverhand looks to you, nodding, kind of getting where you're going with this, and says, "We have reached out to the dynasty to send a representative, a messenger. As this is a summit meeting, we had hoped that King Damon would have been able to attend. However, our messages have not reached. Whether or not they met a untimely fate or were ignored, we're not sure. However, we hope that we will be able to contact them very quickly."
Well, good luck with that.
Why do you say that?
Just an odd coincidence that the pretty much largest land and most powerful one in our world, whatever we're gonna call it.
Josie Land.
Yeah, in Josie Land. That's right. Thank you, Isha. Has no desire to be involved in this conversation in regards to cults and dragons, and could deeply help with resources, as their history was known to do prior to King Damon.
While their current policy is a difficulty to manage from that standpoint, there is little we can do to force them to help us or to initiate.
Understandably.
But it is worth mentioning and worth pointing out that they do have resources and power. If we can get in contact with someone who has connections there, it is worth looking into. If you have those connections, please do not hesitate to use them.
If I can be frank, I think you're all scared to confront the Che dynasty.
There's like...
The Scottish guy probably speaks up.
He would. He looks at you and you just kind of like brows narrow. Ravengard actually was. What would we have to be scared of? They're pacifists over there, a bunch of pansies.
I just put a hand on Rhaenyra's shoulder.
No, just like pat. I was like, well, in the past, I mean, I think every single one of your cities in Josie Land benefited from Lady Safrina, well, Queen Safrina's reign, whenever you needed help, whenever you needed resources. It's interesting that there's such a absurd turn of events that no one seems to want to confront. Oh no, he hasn't answered. Oh well, he's not showing up. That's fine. I mean, you don't seem that keen to confront King Damon now, do you, Ravengard from Baldur's Gate?
I would say I just have a lot more on my plate than dealing with a non-interactive, non-combatant country.
Dealing with which is probably the source, I believe, of all of our problems. Sure. That's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna say that? Okay. Conrad looks to you and goes, I knew it. I seen all those dragons making their way over the borders. I knew there's something up with them. They're going in packs. I fucking hate pack animals. And I thought I hated dragons.
Now it's my
Enough.
turn to like pat Rosie's.
You say the dragons are going to the dynasty of Che?
Aye,
All of them?
quite a few. And he looks over to one of his retainers who passes him a map. And he goes, Citadel Adbar and Citadel Felbar, both located along the boundaries of Che, both of which we've experienced many of issue of dragon raids, towns nearby and the mines becoming completely uninhabitable.
This would be the information of sharing that Ramsay was speaking of.
Ravengard kind of looks over to him and goes like, Well, that still sounds like your dragons are not as close of a problem. How about the one that destroyed one of our towns, huh? And there's just kind of this pause. The dragon he goes on to talk about, he names adult red dragon. Nasty creature. Came down from the Sunset Mountains. The skies roared his name in Zero. He's currently in the Sunset Mountains, blocking any trade between Baldur's Gate and Cormyr.
The dragon's name was Zero?
In Zero.
In Zero.
In Zero, yeah. Seems to have made a bit of a fortress in the mountains. Land around it's starting to turn into a volcano. And creatures are starting to come up that are posing a problem more so than they were. If you were to help out Baldur's Gate, dealing with Insiro is probably the best chance we got. King Melindrak also speaks up at this moment. We have also been dealing with a problem. Our forests have gone quiet. A thick mist permeates them, and no matter what kind of weather we see from above, it does not go to the forest below. The green dragon Laverick has begun to act, attacking us incredibly quickly from almost all angles.
Then the true question at the moment is, where do we start? Pick a point. Begin.
Ishif will just look around at the table and say, does anybody have any word of a white dragon?
There's kind of like a little bit of conversing back and forth between the different groups here. Eventually, the information you get is there was a white dragon that was located somewhere within 10 towns. However, a fair amount of time ago, you're not entirely sure, a couple months, half a year, it left and it hasn't been seen since.
And where do we know in like relation to Fairwind 10 Towns is?
Fairway?
Fairwind.
Yeah. So 10 Towns is the most northern part of the Swords Coast here,
Okay.
and Fairway is kind of in between Silvery Moon and
It was more like central, wasn't it?
It was
and
like
the north.
On the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So relatively close. I think as far as like the cities go, it may be like the next closest besides Silvery Moon. You know?
Like, did the white dragon like cause destruction in 10 towns, or because they were all very specific? Like the others are very specific about the red and green.
Nope.
Oh, it was just spotted there.
There
There was like a slight indication previously that the dragon that attacked Fairway maybe like gone north
like north
afterwards.
yeah.
Lariel kind of takes this moment to just say, I believe we have a few places to start. There are other things to address, including the cult's use of the dress of the Dragon Queen, the masks that are key to Tiamat returning at full power. But with the current status of the Swords Coast, it is likely that they have already obtained enough blood for their ritual, which leads them to need gold, artifacts, magic items, or more blood to satiate, to substitute. That is what I've found from my understandings of the recordings of Tiamat's summonings.
Those masks, I think we need to focus on those, because if they get them all, there's no hope for anyone. Tiamat would be unstoppable. Lady, do you know the location of any of those?
Was not at the moment, but we aim to find out as much as possible as quickly as we can, whether that be from finding the items themselves or tracking the movements of the cult. There are 2 of these members, these higher up echelon known as Worm Speakers. 2 of these that were known to us and that we have continued to track. So once they have begun to move, we will send out information and act accordingly.
Well, instead of sitting here with our proverbial thumbs up our asses, where was the last place they were spotted?
In referring to
These worm speakers.
We got that just from the memories anyway.
Mhm.
But Verum the White, Worm Speaker in Icewind Dale, Eldrix the Black, Worm Speaker. I didn't catch where that one was. And then there was another in a green mask, I feel like.
Yeah. There's 3 masks that have kind of been accounted for, and 2 that haven't. The black and the white.
Yeah, like we saw like those dreams that like Vajra. So like we saw the red mask and we saw the green mask.
And we know where we saw them?
The red mask was the one with Bert and Ernie? I think so.
Yep.
And then there was like, we just saw another dream where there was a bunch of dead bodies, but there was no blood, and the second stone showed a green mask. That's what I wrote.
So where did I get Verum the White, Worm Speaker in Icewind Dale, Eldrix the Black, another Worm Speaker?
That may have came up at some point, but I'm not sure. I'll have to double check on the names, but that's okay. We can do that in the intermittents.
Yeah, I don't have anything about that.
But do we have a location?
Yeah. I think what I'm gathering is that it seems like we aren't able to target them yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay, if we can't find them, how do we bring them to us?
draw them out by going after one of these other dragons.
It's a choice.
Well, Marshal Ravengard, just to be clear, I mean, I guess I wasn't that specific in my introduction as a descendant from Lady Safrina. Are you asking one of the pansy descendants of the great Queen Safrina to help you? You said it, not me.
Roll initiative.
And yeah.
Oh, look at this crown holding.
And as the entire room goes deathly quiet, you can hear the sound of a pin dropping. And as Ravengard looks over to you, the understanding now that, and everyone in this room understanding that, at least you claim to be the crown princess of the Dynasty of Che. That's where we're going to pick up for next week.
Did you prepare for that, Josie?
Fight.
Literally wrote in my note. Oh, sorry, I'll let you do your
No, you're good. Alrighty. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Have a good rest of your night, and hi, hello.
Hey!